Hey guys, J-Dub here. I'm out on yet another service call with my welding truck, and this morning the job that I have in front of me is replacing a piece of 4-inch channel on this machine right behind me. But before I do that, I'm going to start by talking about this little gizmo right here, my metal liquefier. Other people may know it as a gouger, but I'm going to just kind of go into a little bit of detail on how it works and kind of just the process that I use to remove old welds, broken parts, whatever I need to liquefy and get out of my way. This is the tool I use. It uses these carbon arc rods and air. So I end up putting these rods in here like so, and right on the underside there's a bunch of holes. I fire up my air compressor on the truck, it shoots air here, and I set my welder, you know, these are 1/4 inch gouging rods. I sent my welder at maybe like 290 for amperage on the welder. So pretty much for my little welder, maxing it right out. And this sucker right here will instantly melt the metal and blow it out of my way. So what I need to do is I need to come in here. There's a great big weld right here I need to remove. I need to come down here, come across here, because this broken old piece right here needs to get out of my way. Same with this other side over here. Notice how we're missing a big chunk here that was there yesterday but is not there today. So at some point it fell off in the last shift, and that's why I was called out to fix it. So I brought this with me, a new chunk, and we're going to be putting it right in place of the old one. But first I've got to get this out of my way. I'll bring it a little closer, show you what the job is, and I'm going to fire up my gouger and we're going to start melting some metal. All right, so as you can see, we made quick work of that. Melted all the welds away, got that piece out, and you see this piece is ready to be removed. Just went along and just washed all of the welds away. Had to go around this bolt here. So let's see if we can't knock it off, and we'll start cleaning it up and start putting our new piece in. Let's see what we got here. There we go. I got to reinstall this bolt because I'm sure that's important, but we've got everything removed now. Didn't take us very long. It definitely saved us a ton of time having that tool on the truck. For as like a welder, it's a very necessary tool to have. Well, we're done with the gouger. Hopefully you learned something today. On to grinding, fitting, welding. Another thing that these gouging rods are really good for, because I mentioned before that they're made out of carbon, they're great for writing on steel. Pretty much like a pencil. So I need to cut this piece at 47 7/16, and I can use this here to mark my line for my cut. Well, I'm getting real close. I've got the piece back in and welded. Everything is looking great, but I do have a little bit of a dilemma. The piece of steel that went across there had the little toe piece on it. Well, I said before I don't have that piece. Well, I wasn't told to bring a heavy enough chunk of steel to make one either. So I've been looking around my truck. I did find this, which is just your regular tow hitch. It does have pretty thick steel, but I don't really want to use it. And I've found this. And what this is here is one of these. See, it ties the track down. My concern is that it is like a casted steel, and is it going to be weldable? If it's a forged steel, it would be. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to trace a pattern on here, try to cut it out. If I notice that it's cutting a little bit funny, then I might have to resort to plan B. I don't want to resort to plan B. So we're going to try to work with plan A here and use this piece because there is a lot of them here on site. We're going to hope for the best. It should work. It kind of looks like a forged piece, but it does have a taper to it. So again, because I'm not near the shop and I didn't bring a heavy piece of steel, I'm resorted to trying to resolve this issue here. And well, all I've really got is what I can find on these machines. So you can see it's quite a lineup of machines. Every single one serves a special purpose, and that purpose all combined will remove one of these railroad ties right there, slide a new one in, put these in place, come in, the spiker will spike it down, and they continue on. Pretty neat system they have here. Definitely a lot of machines to get the job done. But it looks like they got it figured out. Okay. You're coming with me. So I've just finished up with the job. It turned out pretty good. I'm not happy with the tab, so I cannot call it an A quality job. It is only a B, even though it looks great. So we started out by using our gouger and gouging all of the welds off the broken pieces and removing those. Taking the grinder and knocking down all the scab and grinding it all clean, making sure everything was ready to go to reinstall our brand new piece of 4-inch channel. We ran into the dilemma when I did not have a piece of 3/4 inch plate. I was able to scrounge around the area and find a plate that holds down the track. Now, I don't know what the material is, so I can't be 100% confident that it is going to be sound. And I mean sound like some metals, you'll really get like a heat affected zone along the edge of the weld, and it could be brittle and it could break off. And that I just, I can't feel 100% confident because of that. But the welds look sick, and as a welder, it's like signing your name to a piece of paper. You got to make it nice. But we got an hour and a half back to the shop. I got to get on the road. So like always, guys, be safe out there. Peace.